Hi, Farheen. Let's take a look at this set of essays today about online communication. It's more common than face-to-face meetings. Advantages, disadvantages of that. Let's see. Experts throughout the developed and developing world. You should have put a have here. Have debated whether communicating online at the workplace is having a positive or negative impact than personal meetings. This essay will discuss both sides, employing specific examples from the UK government and Oxford University to demonstrate points of proof and arguments. Okay, a couple of things here. The first sentence has a problem with grammar. So let's look at that. Is having, you see, when you have the than here, you need some sort of a comparative, but you had no comparative here. So is having more of a positive or negative impact than personal meetings. That would have been okay, although it's a little clunky. It's not really great. Or you could have rephrased it differently. You could have said, debated whether communicating online at the workplace is having a positive or negative impact compared to personal meetings. Okay, so that would have been all right. Then, can you guess what my problem with this statement is here? Well, there's no position. You didn't tell us your opinion. They've asked you a very direct question here. They've asked you, do the advantages of this change, of this shift, outweigh the disadvantages? You really need to answer that. And the best place to do this is in your introduction. This way, there is no question about what your position is. It's clear throughout your essay. And in general, it's a good habit to get into. Moving on. There is ample evidence that supports the idea that online communication has numerous positive effects on individuals and businesses. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, employers no longer waste time and energy in communicating. This is largely because if people have face-to-face meetings and need to travel long distances to work, which could be stressful, especially in urban areas where traffic congestion is a major issue. Good. As a result, virtual meetings are becoming popular among employers to reduce the stress of commuting. Secondly, companies do not need to spend a huge amount on organizing the meetings. For example, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that 90% of all companies spent their enormous money. You want to change this. Spent enormous sums of money, would have been better, on renting a place for face-to-face communication and on projectors, lighting, and so on. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that online communication is convenient for individuals and saves money for corporations. Okay. Let's see. You said for individuals and businesses. Travel long distances. Okay, so here is where it's for individuals, and then here is for businesses. Fine. Okay. Although communicating online is increasing profusely, technical issues and even cyber hacking are difficult to deal with for working people and companies. This is due to the fact that for attending a meeting online, that to attend a meeting online, there should be high internet connectivity to get audio and visual clearly, that many employees find it difficult to get it. Okay, careful with your grammar here. There are a couple of places where this is awkward. So, this is due to the fact that to attend a meeting online, there should be high internet connectivity to get audio and visual signals clearly, and many employees find this difficult. That would have been a much better way to do this, okay? Okay, let's see. When employees have one-on-one meetings, they do not have to be concerned about internet connections. Now, here, what you really needed was better cohesion. You needed a linker here, like in contrast, or however. That would have been a good idea. And I'm actually glad that you included this sentence, because it was one of the things that I wanted to point out, that I really didn't feel like you had enough comparison between face-to-face meetings and online meetings. Here you do, but definitely you need to link it better, okay, by saying something like in contrast when employees have one-on-one meetings, etc. Okay. Furthermore, Cyber criminals, without the, hack the data or information from companies and might hold them for ransom, which is not an issue for face-to-face meetings. Good. This is good too. Take, for example, an extensive study from Oxford University. No, how about just this? For example, an extensive study from Oxford University showed that over 90% of organizations are facing problems of cybersecurity. Consequently, it is possible to state beyond doubt that the largest drawback of online communication is the requirement of strong internet and online security. Okay, from the examples and arguments given, I firmly believe that when offices without the use online communication for conferences, there are far more benefits than drawbacks. It is predicted that virtual meetings will increasingly grow in importance. Okay, I liked this paragraph. I like that you did all of this comparison. I think you should have probably done the same thing here. I guess you did here with the face-to-face meeting, so that's fine. No, I guess that's fine. You did enough of that. It's okay. So yeah, I thought this was good overall, little things throughout. One thing that I want you to get into the habit of because I really feel like it makes more sense logically, is put the paragraph you don't support first. Then towards the bottom, you should put the paragraph you do support. This is a more logical way of organizing your paragraphs because it acts like an anchor and it's closer to your conclusion, so it ties into your conclusion better. So that's one thing I would like to suggest to you. I think it would read better that way. But one of the most important things here is don't forget to include your position. This is really important because essentially we didn't know what your position was until we got to the very conclusion. And so that's not going to allow you to get a 7. Okay, this is one of those things that you do need to do in order to get a 7. You need to make sure that your position is clear throughout the entire essay. All right, but good writing overall. Some little mistakes, nothing majorly serious. Let's take a look now at the school subjects in Germany. This looks tiny. Although now that it's in a PDF, I can't really do a word count. It looks like it's under 150 words. That's not necessarily a huge problem, but typically, here's the thing. They no longer mark you down for a word count. However, if it is under 150 words, you're going to find it very hard to get a good score for task achievement just because it's not going to be very sufficiently developed. Now, in a task like this, what you really need to do is you need to extend your comments, make comparisons, make, contrast and all of that to really sort of show connections between things, okay? All right, so let's see what you wrote. The pie chart shows the proportion of 7 popular subjects in German schools for the year 2017. Overall, PE is the most popular subject among others, while IT is the least favorite subject over the period given. Fine. Of all the subjects, PE is not the most favorite. It's just favorite because it implies a superlative. PE is the favorite subject in Germany, followed by history, maths, and physics. PE accounted for almost 1/4 of all subjects, 22.9%, followed by history subjects at 22.4. Maths and physics subjects make up 19.5 and 18.1 respectively. Okay, here I would have liked to see you really kind of draw this out a little better. Let's see. You could have done a little more here. It just felt like you were going down a list, and this is one of those times where you have to extend it a little further. So, what you could have done, why don't we try something like this? PE, history, maths, and physics all together accounted for approximately, I have to do some fast math here, 85% of the total. Okay. More specifically, PE accounted for almost 1/4 of all subjects at 22.9%, while the second most popular subject, history, came in at 0.5% less. Okay? And then the next 2 most popular subjects recorded just under 20% of student popularity. And then you can say, more specifically, maths had 19.5%, while physics was 18.5. So something like that. Just draw it out a little more, and then it's fine. Okay, let's see. Regarding the three other subjects, biology, geography, and no, you can't do that grammatically. Let's try it again. So get rid of regarding and then just say the other three subjects, comma, biology, geography, and IT, comma, were broadly similar in popularity between 3.7 and 7.2 to 7.1%. Biology having the highest share amongst the other three subjects, and IT the lowest contribution in 2017. Okay, I like that, but remember, what you're doing here would be really great if you had a ton of information and you were trying to economize and not really get into like minor minuscule details. But here you only have 7 categories, so it's really in your best interest to stretch everything out. Okay, so a nice thing you could have done here is you could have talked about something like how biology is twice as much as IT, for example, or then you could have also said something like IT is like 1/7 the figure of PE. So the least popular and the most popular have a 7-fold difference between them. Something like that. Just kind of draw this out and use some of that language. On the whole, I thought you did really well. There are little things that I'd like you to fix, but grammar was for the most part well controlled, vocabulary as well. Just things, details that I'd like you to focus on to get to a higher score. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and correct these tasks, return them to us corrected. Don't forget to submit a new set of essays together with your corrected tasks, your error correction list, and we'll meet back here with that next set. Good luck to you.